Yeah, so I'm Adam Burris. I'm the one that blows up your email every day, multiple times a day, or texts you, or what have you. If you don't know me, this is me. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm excited to be here in Yellow Springs and at Antioch, and it's going to be a blast. So, and again, I'm Adam Burris. I'm a 2006 alum. This is my 12th year with Hobie. I've done a lot of everything. I've also been working on recruitment this year with the help of Donna and Kelsey. I thank you all for that. I am a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker King Thompson. I am also an insurance agent with State Farm. I am your LSC. And I'm most looking forward to working with all of you, because without all of you taking time away from your lives, we wouldn't be able to make this possible. So thank you all. And if you don't mind, I'm going to sit while we walk through this. It's a lot of information. It's all very necessary. It may seem redundant at times, but we'll get through it together. And if you have any questions, please raise your hand and we'll answer. So, it all began in Equatorial Africa in 1958. Hugh O'Brien visited Dr. Albert Schweitzer, saw what he was doing there for the youth, and Dr. Schweitzer empowered him to come back to the U.S., and he founded Hobie. And here we are 60 years later, still having sites all over the place. My favorite has been talking to parents this year saying, oh, is this just Southwest Ohio? I'm like, oh no, we're international. They're like, really? Yes. So it's just fantastic to carry on the work that Hugh started, and we wouldn't be here without all of you. So a lot to cover. Anyway, so the Hobie mission is to motivate and empower individuals to make a positive difference within our global society through understanding and action based on effective and compassionate leadership. And our vision is to inspire and develop our global community of youth and volunteers to a life dedicated to leadership, service, and innovation. Hobie has 5 core values: volunteerism, integrity, excellence, diversity, and community partnership. And I will say that the community partnership with Antioch and Yellow Springs has been fantastic. Donna met with the Yellow Springs Chamber of Commerce, right? Was it the chamber that you met with?
The Morgan Family Foundation is from Yellow Springs, so they hosted all nonprofit luncheon, and I presented at that, and the chamber also came.
So they have been excellent with providing community service projects and accommodations. I know a lot of you said you're excited. We're thrilled. I mean, we've been working with Jackie at Antioch College, and she is just basically says, what do you need? And comes up with it. So it's going to be fantastic. So what we're going to accomplish today, we're just going to run through quickly the purpose of the seminar. Lots of rules, policies, responsibilities, risk management. We'll talk about the seminar theme and the schedule, and the philosophy of why we do what we do. So first and foremost, our purpose is to positively impact the lives of more than 210 students. Right now, as of this morning, I think we're sitting at 215, 3 of which may not be attending, 2 may be attending. So our goal was 210, we're sitting right at goal, maybe a few buffers. So that's fantastic. Budget for the seminar is $51,000 plus in-kind donation. Skylar and I were talking about this last night, and Donna and I will get together and send out the in-kind listing to adult facilitators and adult staff sometime this week. We're going to need about 70 volunteers. I think we're sitting right about 72 right now. If anybody knows of an adult facilitator that would be great to join the Hobie ranks, we are 1 short. So if you know anybody over the age of 21 that would like to be a facilitator at this year's seminar, send them my way. We're going to have about 13 speakers. We'll talk more about some of the keynote speakers later on in the presentation. We have 18 service projects, and we'll talk about those as well, and about 47 hours of programming, packed into 4 fantastic days. So moving on, we're going to talk about policies. Many of you have signed the Code of Conduct. If you've done your form stack, you've looked at the Code of Conduct in there. My big thing is read it, know what's expected of you. We are upholding the highest standards possible. A lot of it is just common sense, especially being around 210 high school sophomores. We will also talk about ambassador rules. I don't know if that's in my slideshow now that I read that, so hey. We're going to touch a little more on the dress code and my fun little play on words there. Our theme is setting the stage, so staff sets the stage for the dress code. No short shorts. If they are too short, you will be sent back to your room to change. No conversation about it. If I come to you and say, hey, your shorts, let's just make it easy on everybody. Please and thank you. No tank tops, no yoga pants or leggings. Once you arrive at the seminar, you may not leave. We will have Skylar running Walmart trips for us if anybody needs anything, if anybody forgets anything. And certain director staff are designated to leave. If you need something, let us know. We'll work it out. Hobie implemented the sleep policy, Donna, 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
It was right.
4 years ago?
After that one long.
So this is important. Yes, we have a good time. Yes, we stay up late into the hours of the night and sometimes to the early morning. There was a volunteer that got into an accident leaving a Hobie seminar because we don't sleep. So Hobie implemented the 6-hour sleep rule. You must sleep for a consecutive 6 hours. We've got plenty of time after staff meetings at night to get you your 6 hours before you have to be up the next morning to do it all over again. Social media policy was implemented by Hobie as well. Please remember to be mindful of what you post. I recently made my Twitter private because if you follow me, you know I like to rant about lots of things. So very simple. Make your stuff private. If you're going to post things like that, make sure it can't be found. It's the same for college, school, job, what have you. Just be mindful. And during the seminar, you guys again are setting the stage. So during speakers, during presentations, please stay off of your phones unless it is an absolute emergency, and that way the ambassadors will stay off their phones as well. I've had a lot of parents ask me this year if the students are allowed to have their phones, and I think who's been to Buckeye Boys State? Anybody? Did they have a no cell phone rule? Like straight up? Yeah. I'm not ready to move toward that yet, but if they've attended other conferences, they know they shouldn't have their phones out. We will have designated time for them to post during the Amazing Race, during service projects, things of that nature. So it's not that they can't have it. And for you adult facilitators, we'll talk about that more in the meeting with you guys later. Any questions so far? Cool. There's a lot on dress code. So you'll notice this says, thanks, Sarah. Sarah is the director of junior staff at North, and she sent out this fantastic email the other night, and I kind of paraphrased it. Shorts, dresses, rompers, be that men or women, since we have romp him now, must be at least fingertip length. Does everybody know what I mean by fingertip length? Yes?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? If you don't, speak now, forever hold your peace. Again, if your bottoms are too short, I will be sending you back to the dorms to change. I don't want it to be awkward, so let's not do that. No leggings, yoga pants, or joggers when with the ambassadors. Joggers, I'm not so much. It should have just been left at leggings and yoga pants. Again, this is why you don't do a slideshow at 11:30 on a Thursday night. If you want to go change into your yoga pants or whatever attire after the ambassadors go to sleep, be my guest. That is fine. No spaghetti straps, no tank tops. Sleeves are our friends. Again, this is all Sarah, and there's more coming because we're going to talk about the dress code schedule for the week in the next few slides. So just outlining it, I'm going to send this out in an email too, but I wanted to talk about it today. Wednesday, you can wear anything you would like on staff arrival day as long as it complies with the guidelines presented. Thursday, Jackie and Donna have been so kind to be working on some fantastic shirts for the seminar. So we will be passing out a mint green shirt for you guys to wear on Thursday morning. It must be the top layer so that we are all a cohesive unit. When parents are arriving, when Antioch staff is seeing us, they know that we are staff members and not ambassadors. Because even though I'm pushing 30, I still look like I'm 12. So that's going to be, that's my favorite part of the seminar. I know, right? Yeah. So, she put in here, don't put a quarter zip or sweatshirt over it. If it's raining, it's not going to. It's not going to rain, so it doesn't matter.
We have ponchos.
Yeah, the ponchos will be safely housed in the ops room so that we have those. Friday is a throwback Hobie staff shirt day. Bring your favorite Hobie staff shirt to wear. And for any of you seasoned volunteers, please bring our long extras for some of our new volunteers that don't have Hobie shirts. No matter what, we'll find you a shirt to wear for throwback Hobie staff shirt day.
Or there's the Hobie store.
Yeah, we also have a Hobie store. You can buy things from us. There's some great stuff in there. Yeah, like the one Jefferson's gonna model one for us.
I almost wore that. I love one. I have
Northern Yoga
Any questions about Wednesday, Thursday, and or Friday? Alex?
If you don't have like a Hobie staff shirt, it can just be like an alumni shirt.
Yeah.
Like a 2017 WLC shirt.
Yeah. Any Hobie shirt that you would like. Like the one Garrett's wearing. You can show that one off too.
Yeah.
Or the one Nate's wearing. Nate's got a Hobie shirt on. It can be as simple as that. Fantastic.
Spread Hobie on a shirt.
Yeah.
If you want to, be my guest. You do your thing. Saturday is Picture Day and Service Project Day. We're also going to have a shirt for this day, and I can't wait for you to see it because I love what Jackie did with it. It is aqua blue. Appropriate bottoms that you don't mind if they get a little dirty from service projects. Maybe not the best day to wear your new white shorts. Closed-toed shoes. This is super important. Some of you will be, we'll talk about service projects later, but we're not having any toes chopped off. So if we see your toes, going back to the dorms to change into other shoes. Sunday being closing ceremony day, men's, women's, what have yous. Khakis, dress pants, polos, dress shirt. No tie necessary, but if you want to wear a tie, do your thing. Females, khakis, dress pants, blouses, skirts, sundresses. This is Sarah's wording. I personally would not bring a romper because 9 times out of 10, they're too short for Hobie, and you'll have to change. And then again, Sarah, for the females or the males, what have you, don't wear heels. You totally can, but why? Honestly, you're going to be walking to and from the dorms, up and down steps, running around. You're going to want to have happy feet. So, and then in case anybody was wondering, she's wearing comfortable sandals. That was the last wording there. But it said I'm wearing comfortable sandals. I'm not. So, any questions Saturday, Sunday? And after 4:30, I don't care what you wear. That's it. Do your thing. Whatever. This is the really dry part, but it's very important to go through this. Hobie has complies with all applicable anti-discrimination laws and does not illegally discriminate against or give preferential treatment to any individual or group on the basis of age, race, gender, color, ethnicity, disability, religion, sexual orientation, or national origin in the selection of participants or volunteers for Hobie's leadership programs and services. We are committed to providing a balanced, safe, and educational environment for all participants. Any questions there? Cool. Hobie is also committed to providing a discrimination-free environment at every Hobie function, including but not limited to leadership seminars, clues, alumni events, World Leadership Congress, fundraising events, corporate board meetings, and committee meetings. In keeping with this commitment, Hobie will not tolerate harassment of Hobie ambassadors, alumni, volunteers, and staff. Hobie mandates the reporting of any reasonable good faith suspicion of child abuse in any nature or threats of danger to self or others to the appropriate authorities. At Southwest Ohio Hobie, Donna is that appropriate authority. I think I have this again on the next slide, and we'll talk about it a little bit more. So again, with abuse, sexual abuse threats, mandatory reporting policy, this is super important, especially for all of us, especially so for facilitators. So we'll probably talk about it again because it's that important. But the core of the Hobie mission is to the provision of services to our youth, and with that comes the responsibility of protecting our youth. All 50 states have passed some sort of mandatory child abuse and neglect reporting law. Many states require that any person has to report, so even if you're a passerby on the street. Hobie mandates the reporting of any reasonable good faith suspicion of child abuse in any nature or threats of danger to self or others to the appropriate authorities. Does someone, adult facilitator staff, want to touch a little bit more on that before we move on? Alex?
Sure. It's every year. So basically, what I do just to kind of, because if you wait too long to introduce, it kind of can make it awkward in the conversation. So in your first group time that you have, I always make a point to say, hey, we're mandatory reporters, kind of take a short snippet, explain what that means, say we're going to talk about some things that could be difficult or challenging, some experiences some people may or may not have had, and then if there's anything that we feel needs to be reported, we obviously have to report it to the appropriate persons. So you can word it however you want, but that's basically what I do. I do it in the first group time too. And then when we do get to those points in the seminar when inevitably those conversations will happen, I throw out another quick reminder just so if they do want to tell you something, then obviously they're aware that you have to tell the appropriate person.
And we will forward to Donna.
Can you relive what he went through last year?
Oh man. All right, so last year I couldn't actually find my group in my because it was dark, and in my JF there were 3 girls in our group who, I think it was 3. Was it 3 or 4?
3.
4?
4.
It was 4?
I think it was 4. Yeah.
There were 4. So we eventually found me, and then the 4 of the girls in my group, myself and Carolyn, went to Donna, explained all the situations that had happened, and then I don't know what actions you took afterwards, but basically took everyone into a room and just talked about everything that happened, made sure that everyone was safe, and the whole past situation about that. There was a lot of crying that happened. I was already tired, and I was cried out even more exhausted. So, there you go.
I mean, but it's not, whenever they
Oh.
say like the
Yeah.
appropriate authority to bring them to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I make it scary.
No, it definitely is not
Right.
scary with you.
I
Yeah.
mean, so it's nothing, I mean,
Mhm.
and I kept track of them. 2 of them ended up going to WLC.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
One of them, where Candace worked, they sponsored her to go. So, and the other 2, one was in counseling for about 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one, the whole family went through counseling.
Oh, wow.
So,
So,
it really is helpful.
So, any questions on that so far? Cool? Okay.
We'll try not to have all of them in Alex's group.
Yeah.
that was the first time I had anyone. There you go.
I mean, any of you that have been through the Hobie program, you know that certain times things get a little deep, and we'll talk about who's going to be here again this year. Just always remember that don't make the judgment call of this is something I think I need to report or I think I don't need to report. Come to myself or Donna, and we'll make that judgment call. Sound fair? Cool. All right. I'm going to let Skylar talk a little bit about this as our director of facilities.
So an active shooter situation is when an intruder enters a confined or populated area. Well, I'm going to read what they define it as, and then we'll go into what we are supposed to do. And threatens the safety of students, staff, and guests. The situations usually involve 1 or more suspect, and they want to hurt or maim or injure someone. In most cases, they use a firearm, but an active shooter is not always using a gun. They tend to be unpredictable. So,
Look at you go.
so step 1 in planning for an active shooter is finding the venues. So this would be Antioch College's active shooter protocol, and this. Why is it not up there? I don't know. There we go.
There it is.
So their steps are call 911 first, and then sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Leave me alone.
It's probably bigger if you just turn.
Yeah.
Shelter in place bystanders. If you're near the shooter, and then get everywhere around the shooter evacuated. That's all for that one. The main one is just call 911 when safe. So then Hobie's reaction to an active shooter situation is run first. So you're going to run to a safe space if you have a safe path to get there. Leave all belongings behind. Take your cell phone with you if it is easily accessible. If you know that you are definitely in a safe spot, you can then go ahead and call 911. Don't assume that someone else has already called 911 because you could potentially be the first person able to call. If you cannot run, hide in a safe space. For your protection, make sure you are completely out of view of the shooter. Find a close room or closet, preferably one with a door that locks. Barricade the door if you can. Turn off all the lights. If you are in the same spot with multiple people, try to spread out throughout the room. If you cannot hide in a safe space, it says to fight. When there's absolutely no other opportunity for escape or survival and the suspect is close, your last resort is to disrupt or incapacitate the shooter. If you're with other people, act as a team. And you have to be totally committed. So do whatever is necessary to survive. This means you need to act as aggressively as possible. When possible, call 911. That's it.
Does anybody have any questions there? I know that it's the world that we live in nowadays. I know a lot of schools have implemented an active shooter policy. I think ours was implemented last year, Donna, or 2 years ago? 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Questions, concerns? No?
Can I just make one comment?
Yes.
I just recently went to active shooter training. Just keep in mind, if you're calling 911, give information. Because a lot of people just call 911 and hang up, and sometimes they don't know where you are. You know, it pings off of the towers in the area. So look for where you are. Look for like a nearby building, what the name of it, the street is, and tell them what's happening. But such many people just call and hang up, and that doesn't always help. The other thing they mentioned too, there was media at this meeting, and the first thing that the media does whenever there's an active shooting is check social media. And so they actually discourage kids because they want to post everything, and there's nothing worse. I actually had a case at work yesterday where a mother found out her son was killed on a Facebook post. So those are the things you want to be posting during an active shooting incident. So just a word of caution.
Michael, Jefferson, Michael,
sure.
whoever, I don't care.
Okay.
Okay. To our knowledge, do the bulk of the rooms that we'll be using have doors that can lock from the inside, or some kind of door stop?
So with our, a lot of our time is that we're not in one large room is going to be spent in breakout sessions, and a lot of that, weather permitting, is going to be outside. Hopefully this never happens, and we never, it's all us talking about it, but I think the biggest thing is, in that case, run, get somewhere safe, and I think all of Antioch's been great as to giving us the keys, so I think we'll probably have the option to lock from the outside, and then we can just, because the doors, we could just push them open from the inside, so it's probably going to be an option and you guys can pay a little more close attention to that when you do the tour today. So,
Well, the gym, because it's in the wellness center, it's the very farthest back.
yeah,
So we would have plenty of time before they get through the front desk area.
yeah. And there's a back door out the gym, so yeah.
And then the biggest thing to answer your question is all the dorms are going to have like key swipe card access. So not everyone is going to have a key card. All the directors are going to have key cards, and then every adult facilitator is going to have a key card. So if we are out in the open, you can just grab an adult facilitator or a director that you see, and then have them swipe you into a room or into a building, and then that building is going to be locked.
Is it one card for all of the building? Oh, okay.
And yeah, we're gonna have 40 of those total, I believe. So it'll be all directors and adult staff members, and then yeah, there'll probably be a couple extras for some TA. But yeah, cool. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday night when we actually have them in hand. Jeff, did you have something to add?
Yeah, I mean, I might as well say I have also been through several active shooter trainings. It's a sad thing, but also if the police arrive at an active shooter situation, don't approach the police because they'll tell you to get down because in those high stress situations, they're going to be drawn. So just don't. If I've got like 6 stories about getting shot, they're like, he went that way, and they're like thinking
we have an active shooter training every 6 months at my school, and they always talk about how if like somebody knocks on the door and says like police open up, like don't open, that's not them. They will have keys to open all the doors after everything has died down. So don't open the door.
Good note. Thank you. We all good on the sad part that, yeah? The dark time of Hobie that now we're just going to talk about risk management? Okay. So, alcoholic beverages are not allowed at any time during the seminar. So from the time you show up at 3:30 on Wednesday until the time you leave at 4:30 on Sunday, if y'all want to come to Peaches right up the road, you can have an alcoholic beverage if you are over the age of 21. Huh?
Feeling my
I'm not checking it. Smoking is not allowed during the seminar when students are present. If you are going to smoke, please make yourself scarce and not seen. No illegal drugs are allowed by anyone. I don't know why it said anyone, but it's said anyone for years, so I don't care who you are, no illegal drugs. Sports. Hobie is insured as an educational program. Therefore, competitive sport activities are not permitted. I know somebody's going to say something about the Amazing Race. So, it is not a competition. It is a group leadership exercise. Okay? And you cannot run. Or speed walk. Or cross the street. Or cross the street in front of a car. Regarding transportation and travel, at no point in time should a student ever be in your personal vehicle. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. No kids in your car. In ambassador accounting, adult facilitators should always account for ambassadors in their group and know where they are at all times. No, so
I don't know where my group is. It was dark.
So a couple of years ago, we got to a session, and I don't remember who it was. I think it was Leah came up to me and was like, we can't find one of our kids. Like, okay, cool. Donna's asleep. We didn't let Donna know. That's a thing. Yeah, I know.
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So what did we had to figure out where said child was. And we knocked on their dorm room door for about 15 minutes. And then it was common area. So we went inside to the common area and knocked on that door there. And it took like another 10 minutes to wake them up. So some of these kids could sleep through World War III. But no, please just know where your kids are at all times. And if you don't, skip over the necessary lines of communication and come to me. Please. Please. Any questions? No? Cool.
So
No booze. No booze. Sunday at 4:30.
Now, there might be signs that says Antioch is a alcohol-friendly campus, but Hope is not.
Yes, indeed.
They're all under 21 anyway.
Is this an illegal drug? Because this is...
If you have a prescription for it, you can take it. And it has to be your prescription, not Aunt Martha's.
Wow.
She missed that. She missed it entirely.
Donna, this training is for you.
All right. So a little bit more risk management, ambassador relations. Any person who is responsible for the health and safety of Hobie participants must be at least 21 years of age. That's not to say that you junior facilitators and junior staff members cannot call attention to something, but that is why we have adult facilitators and junior facilitators. Someone over 21 has to be responsible for them. No Hobie staff members, including adult and junior facilitators, may ever be alone with a student. 2 adults must always be present when in a room with ambassadors or alumni. No adult, male or female, is permitted to enter the dorms of underage students alone. If a dorm is to be entered, 2 adult staff members are required, and at least one must be the same sex as the student. Any questions? This always gets convoluted and go.
Adult defined as over 21?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody else? This includes going to the restroom. If you are an adult over the age of 21 and you have to go to the restroom and you walk in and notice that there's 4 ambassadors in there, turn around and walk back out. Please and thank you. Cool? Any questions?
I mean, you can't go in and be like,
Hands up!
Get out! Yeah.
Just tell them that.
So, Donna created this last year. Skylar made a couple changes to it this year, and it's fantastic, and I hope we use it forever. Just kind of goes to outline responsibilities. Instead of making it a tree with one person at the top, we're all sitting at the table together. And without each and every one of you, this would not be possible. So, does anybody have questions as to who they report to? Who's team alumni? Raise your hand. Who are you talking to, first and foremost? Candace, you want to raise your hand? Everybody knows Candace. Okay. Junior facilitators, raise your hand. Who are you reporting to?
Jackie.
Yes. Adult facilitators, raise your hand. So, surprise! For a majority of the seminar, you will be reporting to Kirk. Okay? Alex Norris will also be joining us. He is starting a new job. So he will not be there during the day on Thursday or Friday. But Alex and Kirk, I trust, are going to work together very well to be there for you.
Does that mean I get my own room for 2 days?
Yeah, probably.
Yes!
Anybody have any questions as far as that goes? Who we report to? Who we go to for issues? Cool. So talking a little bit about the roles of every person. Who wants to tell me what a director does? This is my favorite part. So your directors are, I think we all announced ourselves. We are here to help you and support you in every way, shape, form, or fashion that we are able to. If you have questions, have suggestions on how to make something better, please come to us and let us know. I'm thinking we're going to have a suggestion box and that lovely little poster to give people kudos. Facilitators, what do we do?
Facilitating.
Y'all? Oh, God love ya. So, adult facilitators, what are some of your primary roles?
Accounting for the ambassadors at all times and making sure they're safe.
Getting to the right place at the right time.
Making sure your junior facilitator is doing the right things.
Good. Not letting our kids run out in front of vehicles. Yeah.
Wait, TA helps with that too, and they have things you can, you're in the leader of the
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about this. We'll talk about that later. There's all sorts of surprises in store for the seminar. So, junior facilitators, what is your responsibility?
junior facilitator.
Yeah, Jackie sent a fantastic email about it. Anybody that's been to planning meetings, what is Adam's number one rule?
Read your email.
Thank you. Check your email, kids. Jackie will talk a little bit more about that in our breakout sessions. Team alumni, what are y'all doing? Good answer. Good answer.
Setting up, tearing
Whatever
down.
Candace says.
If we were playing Family Feud, that'd probably be answer number one.
Every day.
And other staff positions. Here's the thing, guys. I go back to this because every time I say this, I think High School Musical. We're all in this together. So, seriously, if I don't want to hear that it's not my job or, oh, I thought somebody else was going to do it. If we ask you to do something, just please, if it's not an appropriate time and you're like, I got to go find my group, Cool, understand. But we could not do this if we all didn't work together. And we're all here to serve one common purpose, which is to make sure that the ambassadors have the time that we all had when we went through, or if you haven't gone through, the times you've heard about. That's first and foremost, is making sure the ambassadors are happy. Cool? Excellent. So, our theme for this year, and I just noticed that Amber and Caitlin, I did not change yours on the next slide, but so our theme is setting the stage. We're super excited. We were kind of sitting there brainstorming at the Dayton Public Library, and if you can't already tell, Michael created this fantastic template that we're going to use throughout, and it's Broadway, so who doesn't love a little Broadway in their lives? So our seminar quote by Mr. Lin-Manuel Miranda is, "You are perfectly cast in your life. I can't imagine anyone but you in the role. Go play." He tweeted that, which is kind of cool. And we are empowering the ambassadors to set the stage for the rest of their lives, using this as a springboard to get them out of their shells, what have you. So some of our group names, for those of you that don't know yet, Into the Woods is not on there. We kind of ixnayed that one. They're $1 Million Quartet now? Yeah? Okay. So those are some of our lovely... Who's Legally Blonde? I love it. All right. And we'll talk more about that in breakout sessions too. So our speakers, our 3 keynote speakers for this year, Mr. Jamie Shoemaker is going to be back presenting The Wall. For those of you that have seen it, you know that this is one of our more intense sessions. So if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to tell you about it because I won't be able to do it justice. But that's always an exciting one. Always gets the ambassadors talking. Dave Leedy is coming back. Yes. He's opening up the show for us, right? He's on day 1. Yeah. Kind of getting everybody up and running. And then
Do Dave every day.
Yeah, Dave every day. We should. Even just like his last little dance session part of it. I will try to pull the mic away from Dave's mouth this year. Can we like put us...
Talk to him that he needs to slow down and he needs to pull the mic away. And I told him whenever he gets there, I'll make sure I'm there, and if I think the mic's too close, then we'll pull it away with his mouth.
Can we like put a like stick that like makes sure it like stays...
Yeah, I gotta put this on.
It's Dave. We could probably all recite his entire presentation. And Diane is coming back. The ambassadors, I think everybody loved Diane last year. I'm super thrilled that she's coming back. And of course, we have a couple of other activities. Youth Speak Out has become Youth.
Youth Speak Out is now Youth Take Action.
Youth Take Action.
They're not going to be spending that hour or whatever creating a problem. We have defined a problem for them, and that is school shootings. And what they're going to do is work on creating an action plan for that. And Lee and I have been working with multiple superintendents. They are going to come and hear the presentations.
Fantastic.
So that whenever the kids go back to their schools, they can take what they're recommending that their schools do and be a part of implementing it.
That's awesome.
Is it still at Groundworks, or is it gonna be?
The schools are going to be placed together, but the majority of the schools are in the counties, so they're still going to be pretty much broken out that way.
Cool. Okay. Service projects. Donna, do you have a list available? Thank you.
Yes. As I'm pulling it up, I know, because whenever we did Urbana, the Caring Kitchen up there, they pretty much survived off of the donation that Hobie gave them through about November. So Adam and the whole committee and everybody talked about it, and Caring Kitchen, the donations that arrived when the ambassadors do, that's still going to them. And that's one of the service projects is the kids going up there and then sorting everything and putting it away. My list is gone. Okay. No, there's left. The other one is we're keeping with the food bank of Clark, Champaign, and Madison counties, and they'll be doing a food distribution just like they've done in the past up there in that region, because I know they normally average providing food for about 500 families during that handout. Glen Helen, there's about 3 projects over at Glen Helen that they're gonna be doing, here on campus. It's a sustainable campus, so they're gonna be helping with the garden that they have here and with some mulching, weeding, and there's some house that's called something, I don't remember the name of it. The fire department, has need for volunteers. The senior center, 2 churches. I'm going off memory because I can't find my list. Community solutions. It is kind of as you come in, if you came in 675, you're going to be doing grounds maintenance, brush clearing, moving logs, stone weeding, trash pickup, and stuff like that. Friends Care Community of Yellow Springs, it's a retirement community. They have a walking path that a lot of the seniors that live there always enjoy walking. I guess over the past year or whatever, because of all the rain, it's gotten really overgrown. So we're gonna help clearing the brush and the twigs and the dead trees and everything. One of the churches is St. Paul's Catholic Church. It's just some sprucing up, weeding, and cleaning. Yellow Springs Home Inc. They are supposed to let me know, they're currently building low-income housing for individuals. So they're hoping by the time Hobie is there, it's ready for paint. So we would be painting the houses that have been built by other volunteers. Yellow Springs Senior Center, they have been arranging like a house or 2 in the neighborhood here that's owned by a senior that can't do the work themselves. And then on site, because we always have those kids that, you know, can't breathe the air that everybody else breathes, that must stay on site here. They're allergic to grass and weeds and trees
Oxygen.
and everything. So, we have where they're going to be making pillows for kids in children's hospitals, and Miles's mom is going to come help. And there's another group that is going to be making sun catchers again for children's hospitals. That way they can hang them in the windows. They're also going to be making and putting together and spraying the centerpieces for the Hobie WLC 60th anniversary banquet. Can you tell?
They went off the list, they're not.
I was like, okay, this could be a service project.
All right. So, a couple of the activities. Last year, it was, so you know, we broke out and did the verbal versus written, social media versus personal brand. It came up last year that a lot of ambassadors would have liked to not have to choose. We have extra time this year because we don't have to split into lunch A and lunch B, lunch B, lunch A, what have you. So every ambassador gets to do all of them. And again, Youth Speak Out was Youth Take Action. That changed. We'll talk a little bit more. Yeah.
The guy that did building your personal brand, the orange guy.
Steve Van Gordon.
Oh, that was sweet.
Did you guys like him? Yes. Yeah. Okay, the ambassadors did. I know. There were some adults that didn't, but the ambassadors did.
I like it.
That was Steve Van Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like him either.
Get in here.
That was on like.
He's hilarious when he's
I swear
drunk.
to God, I saw that on like something weird.
Probably.
When I was
You'll be a guy who really wants something.
so when I was in like elementary school.
All right, we're almost done. Then you can talk. I'm sorry. I just want to get through this. Sir.
Hurry up.
All right. Again, Hobie is an inclusive environment. We're not gonna. Everybody is welcome here. So if you have a problem with that, the door's over there. Those are the people that aren't welcome. People that have a problem with an inclusive environment. Together, we can create miracles, change lives, inspire leaders, affect change, bring people together, and make a difference. And I hope you all believe that because we've made it happen for years and years and years.
Me.
So, looking forward to the rest of today. We got about 30 minutes-ish until lunch, Donna? 30? Yeah? Okay. So, facilitators, Jackie and Kirk, if you guys would head that up, answer any questions that facilitators may have, just kind of talk about what's expected, what's not expected, things of that nature. Cool. Candace, your babies are coming to see you. So all TAs, you will hang out with Candace. If you guys have any questions, we're going to eat after that and probably still during that so we can cover everything. Mark your calendars. We're having copy day where we print everything for the seminar on Saturday, June 23rd. We're going to start at 11 a.m. and go on until we are finished. It is at Donna's house. The address is here. That will also be in an email, and you guys are going to check your emails. So, thank you all for taking the time to be here this morning. I really appreciate you, and I will let Jackie, Kirk, and Candace take it from here.